Insanity Radio 3.2 FM.
Fun.
All right, great. So first of all, let's kind of talk about. We're about to get deep here. What do we think? Like, what is the environment? What's the climate of the industry so far? Like, we kind of have to reduce a very long conversation into something that can fit into 10 minutes. So,
Could we? Is it two? There's the we got two musicians
Yeah.
here, isn't it? Could we ask what your industry is like? How it's been for you two?
yeah,
And then we could chat about poetry as well.
yeah.
I think for me, it's been interesting in the sense as in it's a battle with what you want to do and with what they expect you to do, or rather what they want from you in a sense of what can sell. It's a very complicated thing for me, I think, personally, as an artist, because it's like, okay, I want to be able to put my music out there and I want to share my story with the world, but it's like, I'm not too sure if that's commercial enough. I'm not too sure if that can sell. I don't know if that's going to really fit with what's going on. There's a lot of people are about trends and what's going on now, and I'm more of an artist that I'm not just for now. I want to be able to be there for as long as I can. As long as my legs can run, I want to be able to create music and continue to share my story and continue to help other people that feel like as if like they can't speak for themselves, or and just let them know that there's other people out there that are happy to be the voice, I guess. Like, I feel like I fell in love with music because there was artists, I was listening to artists that really touched my soul, and that's the kind of artist I want to be. And it's really hard to be that person when a lot of people are telling you that's not really what's going on right now, and it's not really trendy. It's funny because yesterday I was with a friend of mine and she was like, oh, I didn't connect with your song. And I was just like, okay, it doesn't matter if you didn't connect with my song. I didn't make my song for you. I made my song for other people out there that have probably experienced what I experienced and put in a song. And if you didn't connect with it, it's probably because you haven't found it within yourself to find that place where you felt like that. And that's okay. Like, and then she was like, but don't you think you need to, like, you know, be more relative with what's going on? No, I don't. And it was very interesting because at first I felt sad, like, why is my friend saying that? And then at the same time I was thinking, do you know what? It's just reminded me how strong you have to be as an artist, because people are constantly going to have an opinion on what you're doing. They're going to constantly tell you that what you're doing is not right because of what they're hearing constantly on the radio, or constantly other people saying what they like. And it's okay if my song is not that, because there's people out there, exactly, because there's people out there that it does suit. And sometimes you have to understand as an artist, what you do is not, it's not just for yourself, it's for other people out there that are experiencing whatever it is that you're putting out there. And sometimes it means that the people closest to you are not going to get that, and that's okay. Like, it's okay.
Some amazing gems there. What about you, Icy? How do you feel? It's kind of like hearing a singer's take on it and a rapper's, a lyricist's take on it. So
she's totally right. I mean, we're in an era where it's either you do what the people want or you do what you can feel your heart wants to do. And I think
have you had many of those moments?
Yeah. You know, you hear what's on the radio and you think, okay, if I can create something like that, then it will go further than what you're doing. But what I'm realizing is you've got to really embrace your greatness. You really but you have to understand what it is that you do great before you can even embrace it. Because once you do that, I feel you just become unstoppable. And I think there's so many people, not to plug that out, but there's so many people that have had their moment of clarity, like the Stormzy's, the Skeptors, where it's like, no, I don't care what's going on around me, I don't care what's out there, this is what I do, and this is what I'm going to do, and who connects with it will connect with it. And I think as artists and as, you know, poets and spoken word, you just have to make the art in the purest form that you make it, and whoever is gravitated to it, that's who it was made for. And I think that's where I'm at the moment.
Yeah.
I've got a little question. I've got a question for you two. Just, I think there's talking about the industry, and there's always talk about like the music industry, but is there like a music, because in spoken word the first thing you talk about in spoken word is spoken word community. When you talk about music, it's always the music industry. But is there like a strong music community within fellow artists and gigs and stuff like that? Is there like that thing, or is everyone on their own singular paths?
It's funny that you say that, actually.
I was about to throw some shade on someone. Like,
No coming out now.
There's definitely communities. However, I feel like it's like, you know, when you're in school and everyone's like got groups and everyone's got sections.
Their
there's,
cliques and-
there's just cliques, and there's definitely a lot of that. Like, I think there's a lot of people out there that are like, yeah, we're doing this for us. Like, I'm in the UK R&B scene, and everyone's like, yeah, UK R&B scene. But I'm someone that I put myself out there. Like, I will message people, I will put my music out there, I'll share and stuff, and I have experienced for myself. It's like, it's not really the community that everyone's putting out to be. Like, and I'm sorry, like, I'm not going to sit here and deny it and be like, yes, because I go to the events and yes, I'm rooting for it, but I feel like as if like the people that are pushing it forward are not doing what they're saying they're doing, because I don't feel like as if I don't feel a part of it. So for me to not feel part of it and I'm involved in it, there's something that's not happening that's right within it. Like, if you're saying your community, why don't I not feel like as if I'm being involved in that community even though I'm there? It doesn't make sense. Do you know what I mean? So for me, I don't know. I just
Question to you guys: you ever feel like you're like Vanzine was saying? Do you ever feel isolated in you trying to make like spoken words and like just trying to express yourself? Do you ever feel alone? I'm trying to break in, but I don't know how to.
So, as in breaking, as in like just being part. Oh, no, I don't think as spoken word artists or poets people feel like that.
It's such a small industry, you know. Like in London, there's something going on. I went to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival this year and performed a play that's mainly spoken word, but it's more like a play. And you realize how small spoken word is in the grand scheme of like entertainment being consumed in this country in comparison to comedy, music, and theatre. You know, spoken word has got so far to go in regards to being seen as like a place where people just want to go spend their money and watch something. You know, so it's like breaking into an industry. It's hard because there are only very few. I will book people for my night, but we're booking them based on the quality of their work, not on the draw that they bring. There are only about 5 people most that actually draw an audience in our industry. So it's which is cool. Yeah, no, it's true. There are like 5 people and they're dons, and there are like 20 other people that are incredible that put them on a flyer like you'll cry and you'll laugh, but then the person picking up Time Out magazine or on the website isn't going to know who they are, until you get that viral video. Yeah.
I think the problem with being a spoken word artist is that, for example, if you're a singer, you don't have to be a great singer to get far, if that makes sense. You can rely on other things such as your performance or your style or whatever it may be. Exactly. But as a poet, I have to stand in front of you. I have to first of all get you to listen, which is a big thing because these days people are very closed off sometimes as well, and they don't want to listen. They want something with a beat. They want something that draws them, and that's okay. But I feel like our job is a lot harder because we have to draw you with just our words, and that's a completely different challenge in itself. Not everyone wants to sit down and just listen to, and people see it in different ways as well. Some people will see it as a monologue or something else. I did a poem the other day and someone was like, "That's an amazing speech," and I was like,
Do not. That's the worst you can hear.
I said, I was offended. I was like, whoa, like.
There's James Messiah said a really good thing about that. Yeah, he's real cool, man. And I think it's something that we really I don't know if I shouldn't say we, but at one point this rise of poetry got called spoken word by people that didn't want it to be poetry, by a lot of sort of gatekeepers. And I think we really need to work on calling it poetry, calling ourselves poets, and not letting a load of people that don't consider us or consider our work poetry, we shouldn't let them have that say, and I think that is a big part of what spoken word has a trouble with, in that it's seen as this young fresh thing, but then it's also not quite taken seriously enough. And I also think slam poetry's really damaged the growth of poets, because in order to really get any money or get anything, you have to write these 3-minute really tight 3-minute, so restricted, the art form hasn't been allowed to grow because it has to be 3 minutes. No one's writing great 1-minute poems. No one's writing great 10-minute poems. Everyone's writing the same poem over and over and over again. It's heartbreaking to watch.
Because sometimes I'm like, what should I call this artist? Is this a spoken word artist? Is this a lyricist? Is this like a poet? And so we kind of find that struggle, because I feel like in society we just want everyone to be labeled. Like, these are the singers, why are you singing in your spoken word track? These are the rappers, why do you break down from the music at certain points? Yeah, so tell us what we are so we can put you in a category on the website. And so do you find that struggle? Do you see that in the industry or in the community?
Yeah, actually, I started doing spoken word at school, like I said, and my school was like predominantly, like it was a private school, predominantly white, and obviously when I came to the idea of like spoken word poetry, because I've been watching Def Jam poetry, I don't know if any of you, so it's time, like a long time ago, okay, I'd been snapping my fingers to poetry for a long time, so when I like put the idea forward, thankfully the woman who I put it forward to, she was really lovely, but when I started to talk about it to my friends were like, surely like it's just poetry, but like you just read it out. And I was like, no, Olivia, it's not. No, and so, exactly. So like it's that idea that yes, I'm still a poet. So I actually started from written poetry. I'm still a poet, but at the end of the day, just because I'm delivering it and performing it for you, which is performance poetry, doesn't make it any less valid or less important. Actually, I'd say it's more important because you can actually hear the emotions behind it. You can actually see the movements within it. I don't know if you guys have seen Touchscreen by Marshall Davies. Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello. You're listening to
Insanity
Radio. This is Insanity.
They play a really good mix between like the modern tune.
They actually have money to buy a radio.
I think we got a show to do.
and wave my arms around, hoping for the light to come on.
It's like a thing where you play music and you talk a little bit and then your family pretends to listen and then they really don't.
Long week in the office, or you've been stressing about exams.
This is Insanity Radio 103.2 FM.
The same G's, that's where you'll find me. Hey, some of them are straight grease, some business minded. I ain't really judging though, cause my bros some riders. Hey, and I love them all the same though. Held me on my feet when I was way low. Ain't gonna speak about it, they know. Thank God I got G's who will protect me from all the enemies who hide in plain clothes. I don't want corn to fly on the main road. I don't want beef with no potatoes. Man can't tell me nothing about taking L's, but this year will soon replace those. Oh man, I can never make fuss. It's only God that can elevate us. If one day all the man then bust, don't get it confused, the reason ain't us. We put the work in, late night lurking. Still pray, can't nothing ain't certain. Man call me A-Town cause I never lay down. I can't sleep if the birds ain't.
Insanity Radio 103.2 FM.